This is Duke University.
I'm George Hart. I'm a mathematical sculptor. I like to make geometric constructions. What we have here are 4 different sculptures that are made of metal that are put together. We did what I call a sculpture barn raising. This means we get a whole bunch of people. There were maybe 80 or so people over the day, maybe 100. That some people came and went, some stayed all day. But what we did is we put together these parts that I prefabricated. They're made of metal, they're aluminum, and they're powder coated. There's 4 different colors. They go from red through orange to yellow. And each of them has a complex way that they put together using altogether 1,440 nuts and bolts, and twice that, 2,880 washers that all screw together in a very particular way to make the geometry I wanted. I've been making sculpture really my whole life. Since I was a kid, I've always liked making mathematical things. It's just gotten bigger as I've come along. I've known Ingrid Daubechies a long time, and she asked me to come and make a sculpture here. She had a wonderful building, so about a year ago I came, I gave a talk, and took a look at the building, and from there it took quite a few months, but we designed what we thought would look good in this space, and from there just sort of planned everything to have this big sculpture barn raising event.
I've always liked George Hart's sculptures very much, and I knew that he organized barn raisings occasionally, and I'd seen a video of one elsewhere, and I thought it was so cool. And then when I saw this space here, I thought, wow, this would be a fantastic space to do this. And I was wondering about fundraising, and then I got an award, and which was just wonderful. So I mean, this was money that fell out of the sky, and I thought, well, I could use a little piece to make this happen, and that way we would have this wonderful sculpture, we would have the pleasure of putting it together, we would have everything.
I like to sort of get a group of people all involved in the geometry of it. This is a pretty big orb. The largest one here is 7 feet. They go from 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet to 7 feet. That's about as large as they go with one orb. But here they're going to span over the space that goes up almost 70 feet tall, so they should look really nice in this atrium. So we're almost done building. There's just a few little washers to be added on some of them. Then they're going to lift up with these lifts and be hoisted up with the pulley up onto the chains that we've already had up here for a couple of days in the exact positions and heights where I want the orbs to end up. Hopefully they'll last 100 years. No one really knows how long the powder coating lasts indoors, so these are powder coated aluminum. If it doesn't get wet, it should look fine, just as good as new, except for maybe a little dust to blow off every 10 years for 100 years. That would be my goal. I love this process, and we're not quite done yet, so I don't quite have that feeling of completion, but I love that sense of this has been over a year in the making of many different aspects of design and fabrication and test fitting and getting it colored and then shipping and getting all the tools and planning. So many different aspects had to be orchestrated, and at the last minute when it's finally done, I'm going to be wonderful. I'm going to be so happy. I
really like doing things with a community of people and being part of a team and creating beauty all together.
I'm very happy. This is it's exactly what I envisioned. You know, you visualize these things and you think about it for a year and you go through it.
Produced by Duke University, online at duke.edu.